mean, as a mom, that's like the last thing you ever want to imagine.
I mean, I just feel like it's pointless at this point.
You're here for a reason. Come on, sit down. You can be on YouTube with us.
You can be on YouTube with us.
Do you remember Debbie Deb or no?
I remember Debbie did Dallas. No, I'm just kidding. I got made fun of that one.
All right. We're here with Lisa and Debbie. Lisa, so we're going to interview Lisa, but Debbie can intrude if she needs. Thank you for joining us today. Do we have permission to record you and post this interview online?
Yes.
All right, let's start from the beginning. How old are you, Lisa?
33.
Where are you from originally?
Born and raised right here.
Oh, in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay. So you grew up here. What part of Vegas?
On the east side.
East side? Okay. Have you, did you finish high school?
No.
No, how far did you get?
Like 6th grade.
6th grade?
Yeah.
What kind of grades did you get up to 6th grade?
Not very good ones, I guess.
Not good grades. And then what did mom think if you wanted to drop out? Or you just left school, didn't tell anyone?
Well, I got pregnant.
At 6th grade?
Yeah.
Wow. 15 years old?
Dropped out right after he was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you still have contact with the child?
Yeah. Occasionally. I try to keep myself out of his life because he's doing better.
Oh. And then, so how old is he now?
He's about to be 18.
18. And then you're 33?
Yeah.
Do you do drugs or have you done drugs in the past?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when did you start doing drugs and what kind?
Straight out the gate, I started doing crystal when I was 12.
12 years old. Do you remember how you started or who got you into it?
It was just a couple of my friends.
They did it and then you thought it was cool?
Yeah.
Did you get hooked right away or did it take you some time?
I don't really remember.
Do you remember, I know it's a long time ago, but do you remember that feeling when you first did it? Was it just like, I'm hooked, or did you just, it took a while for you to,
It took a little bit, but
okay. You weren't hooked right away once you did it?
no. I don't think it was so much the drug that I was addicted to, it was the clouds.
Oh. Well, did you have a good home life when you were growing up?
Yeah.
Okay. Mom was in the picture, obviously. Dad too, or no?
Yeah.
Was there any kind of abuse as a child? Not necessarily with your family, but any other adults?
No.
No sexual abuse, no physical abuse?
Throughout my teen years, I put myself in situations that probably weren't the best.
But you were young and you were being sexually abused? Some cases?
Not so much sexually, but her biological mother
Yeah.
did some things to her
Oh.
that have stayed in her mind because it was tragic. And I've been her mother since she was 1.5.
Oh,
And
wow.
this is my daughter.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to give birth to a child for it to be yours.
Yeah.
And she still remembers those and has the fear of water from what was done to her.
You don't have to get into it unless you want to.
And it scarred her for life. And I never rushed her to swim or let go of the sides. She held her under the water, when she's 3 months old.
Wow.
She's trying to teach her to swim.
Do you remember any of that abuse? No, blocked it out.
But it's messed with her. She's searched for it for a long time to why she feels the way she does.
Lisa, your current situation, are you homeless right now or do you stay here or can you tell us the story behind that?
I am homeless. My mom lets me stay when I'm here.
Yeah.
I come around anyways long enough to stay.
So you stay here and then where do you go when you're not here?
All over the place. I'm all over the place.
Like do you sleep like in a tent or do you?
I usually don't sleep.
Oh, you don't sleep because of the drugs, you think?
Because of the drugs and just because of the situations. You don't usually sleep. You just don't want to let your guard down type thing.
Okay.
So.
Now, how do you survive out there on the streets?
You just do. I ain't claiming it because I have a nice ass.
What's that?
I have a nice ass. That's.
So.
I think that's why.
How long have you worked on the streets?
Off and on.
It's not a necessity. I know it's not something you want to do,
For a
but
few years, off and on.
okay.
It
And then
depends.
okay, what's the worst experience you've had out there on the streets?
God. I don't know which one would be the worst.
What is it? I'm sorry. Go ahead, think
I
about
don't
it.
know what would be the worst, to be honest.
Have you?
The guy that picked you up and had duct tape and hatchets in his trunk and trash bags.
Yeah, that wasn't so bad. That was just like I don't know. That was just a situation.
Yeah.
I wasn't even involved in any of that situation. I think the worst part probably was when I got the gun held to my face and forced to do this dude.
Yeah.
And he took me all the way up to like the mountain and
Yeah.
dropped me off up there afterwards. I had to walk my ass back. But
Yeah. What did you learn being on the streets all these years about men?
but they're all dirtbags,
Men are all dirtbags.
pretty much.
Growing up as a little girl, what did you dream of becoming when you were little?
I wanted to work with animals.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, I wanted to be a medical examiner.
A medical examiner or a vet, huh?
Either or.
Okay, and then
I was interested in both.
yeah, there's still time to go back.
Yeah.
What would your dream job be as an adult right now?
Still
Right now.
right now, I would probably want to be a medical examiner for sure.
Yeah.
I get to do all that cool shit.
You can still do it. Get your
On
GED.
people.
Yeah. But it's more than just on people, though, Mom.
It's the whole process. I find
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Have you had a job in like the last, say, 10 years? Paying job? No. When was the last time you had a job? Did you ever have a job?
You had one
I
job.
had one job for 1 month,
Yeah.
and then I quit.
Where was that at?
In New
When I lived
Mexico.
with my grandma in New Mexico.
Oh, okay. I forgot to ask you on that last part. Did you ever had a pimp?
No.
Never had a pimp? Okay. What about homeless when you're on the streets? How do you protect yourself? You get in a group of people or are you by yourself?
Usually it's a group of people.
Oh, okay.
There's a wide variety of us out there.
Are you involved with him right now in a relationship or anything like that?
No.
No. Okay, it's kind of hard right now, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
My favorite movie.
Or some of your favorite movies?
That's a tough one. I was always a big fan of Frankenstein.
Frankenstein?
Bride.
And you said you're artsy? Your mom said that you like to draw?
Yeah, I'm so artsy.
Yeah. You have some artwork? You have some artwork you can show us later? What about
Probably.
Frankenstein is your favorite? What's your favorite song of all time?
My favorite song of all time. I don't even know.
What kind of music do you like?
Everything.
Oh, really? Everything? You like anything old school? Do you?
Yeah, everything.
Rock, everything,
Rock,
hip hop,
rap,
country. That's
blues,
cool.
Oldies, it don't matter. She
Oh.
loves music.
Whatever.
All right, and then
My mom hates it because she gets me in the car and I sing every song that comes on the damn
Every
radio. It doesn't
song.
matter
Really?
what station you put it on.
have you ever been to jail?
Yeah,
Yeah. How many times?
a few.
Went to jail, and then have you ever seriously tried rehab?
Yeah. I mean, I was in drug court a couple times.
Was it residential where you lived there, or just?
No, I was required to go.
Oh, you didn't do it on your own? Never.
No.
Okay. Have you thought about doing it? Maybe.
No, not really.
What do you currently use? What kind of drugs?
Crystal.
Crystal. Have you considered trying to get clean? Like seriously, considered trying to get clean
I did it for a little bit. I was clean. For
on your own?
8 years.
On your own?
Yeah, on my own.
And I helped her get clean a few years back. She
I did good for a little bit.
So where do you feel the safest, Lisa? Here with mom?
Yeah, I guess sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, you can sleep with both eyes closed
Yeah.
when you're here.
I sleep peacefully, I guess.
Peacefully here? What's your most cherished memory of childhood?
The farm.
The farm?
My most cherished memory.
Take your
I guess
time.
when my sister was born.
Oh, your little sister? How much younger is she?
3 years.
So, Lisa, what would you like to see yourself in 10 years from now?
Should I really answer that question? I don't think anybody's gonna like the answer.
Okay, I want to hear it. Like, no, don't tell us that part. No, that's not what you want. What do you really want?
Really? That's what I really want.
Really? There's lots of help out there, Lisa, you know?
And as a mom, that's like the last thing you ever want to imagine or hear.
Can you tell us why you feel that way? Elaborate a little bit. You just feel hopeless?
I mean, I just feel like it's pointless at this point. Really.
You're here for a reason. I was your reason.
You got someone that loves you right here. You got support.
I feel like I should have drowned in that water.
No.
No. No.
That's my reason for being here for you. And you'll find that he's still out there, Lisa.
Yeah. That's what they keep saying anyway.
Well, if anything, we need you more than anything. Your sister and your brother and your dad. I'll get your niece and your nephew.
Can you tell us what you would say to other young women that are wanting to get into drugs or
Don't do drugs.
don't
Don't do drugs.
do drugs and prostitution? What kind of advice would you give them?
It's like,
Don't even try it first time, because you can't
I
handle
tried
it.
the first time.
Because you most likely won't be able to
sure.
handle it. How did mom? Have you ever done drugs or anything? Addicted to
Back
anything?
in the day, and I've tried just about everything out there at one time or another.
And then you were able to quit it.
Yes, but when my daughter, and I know she's out there,
Yeah.
if she comes home and I see her, smoke her stuff, I just let her because at least she's safe and she's home.
Yeah.
And
We're gonna do an interview with you next, but real quick, Lisa. So your advice is don't try it.
Yeah, don't try
It's too dangerous. And then
Just stay a kid.
the what now?
Stay a kid.
Stay a kid. Enjoy being a
For
kid.
as long as you can.
Yeah. Well, Lisa, thank you. That's everything for today. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. We'll hopefully be in touch to do a follow-up, okay? And I hope everything goes well. I'll keep in touch if you have any questions. Thank you, Lisa, and I wish the best for you. All right. We're here with Debbie now, our former guest, Lisa's mom. Thank you for joining us today, Debbie.
Sure.
Do we have permission to record you and post this interview online?
sure.
All right. Let's start from the beginning with you. Where were you born?
Twin Falls, Idaho, but I was brought here at 2 years old, and I've lived here my whole life.
In Las Vegas?
Yes.
So you grew up where most of your life? Las Vegas, obviously, right?
Yes. I've lived on the west side, the east side, south side.
What's your favorite part?
The east side used to be where it's at, but it's getting pretty bad over here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but
This-
I just live day at a time.
Did you finish high school?
Yes.
Okay. Where did you out here? And then, what high school?
Western?
Western. That's a famous high school.
Yes.
Did you go to school with anyone famous?
Just myself. No, I'm just kidding. Not that I know of.
All right. And then, what kind of student were you?
ABC.
ABC. And you
Come on,
finished
Harley, come on.
good school. And then, what did you dream of becoming when you got older? When you grow up? When you were a kid?
I just wanted to be a mom
Oh, okay.
and at first I didn't think I could have kids. I was 27 before I had my first one. And Lisa was my first. I got her at 1.5.
Can you tell us how you got her at 1.5?
Oh, I met her father.
Okay.
And he kept trying to get after me, and I finally gave him a chance and found out he had a little girl.
Yeah.
And I was a bartender at the time, and that's why I only seen him on Fridays, because he had a little girl.
Oh.
And then I went on a date with him and met Lisa, and that little face and that little girl without having a mom just broke my heart.
Wow.
And I actually only knew him 2 months and left and went to New Mexico with him, and to be this little girl's mom. And so she didn't have to go to daycare and cry when she got dropped off. She got to stay home with mom.
So you love kids and obviously you love animals.
Yes, and
How many animals do you have? What do you got here?
a cat.
Okay.
That's
What-
it here. We had a farm in New Mexico.
Oh, tell me about the farm. And Lisa likes the farm too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them the country life as well as the city.
Yeah.
She was really good with the animals. We had a lot of deaths out there. We had a little cemetery going on. That's what helped the girls cope with it.
Pet cemetery?
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
accidents happen, and
Yeah.
we'd buy 50
lot of
baby
accidents.
chicks and, cats and dogs and chickens and peacocks and turkeys and sheep and cows, and we had it.
Can you tell us a little about your history with drugs and alcohol? When did you first do it? Who influenced you? And then how you became sober?
Well, as growing up, I graduated high school and moved out on my own, and I tried different stuff here and there, just 1 or 2 times, just curiosity.
Yeah.
But
Bar.
and I didn't care for it, wasn't my thing. And then I was a bartender for 9 years, and
Yeah.
I drank every day, and I didn't get totally denialed every day, but and then when I left with her dad for New Mexico, I found out I was pregnant, and I never had a drink for 29 years.
You've been sober without AA or any help?
The minute I found out I was pregnant, I never
you-
touched another drink again.
Yeah.
And my worst fear in life was ever to have a hangover with my children.
Wow. And then you never did drugs, just alcohol mostly?
Yeah, I've tried pot, and
Yeah.
I've tried a couple other things. It's just not my bag.
Yeah.
And I use anything, smoking a little bit of weed every once in a while was about it.
Yeah.
And I knew my kids were curious, and anything they wanted to try, I would rather them come home and try it and be safe. But I never thought it would turn into an addiction with my daughter. A lot of things were happening that I wasn't aware of, and the court they didn't order her to stay in school because she had other charges that overruled that.
Yeah.
So that's how she got out of school so young. And I didn't find out a lot of things that happened to my daughter until like 2 years ago. And the stories that she's told me are just unbelievable as a mom, to think that your child went through that.
Wow.
And I tried to help her. I had her sober one time. She did wonderful. She did good.
Yeah.
And then she fell off the wagon again. And you can only get help if you want it. But
Yeah.
I'm always here for her.
Yeah.
And she just has a little problem with authority and listening to the rules.
That's your other daughter, right?
This is this one.
Oh, this.
But she's never
I'm the
not
one that has the
loved.
problem with
Never
authority.
not loved.
Uh,
And she always knows she has a place to go if she needs to shower, sleep,
Yeah.
laundry,
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah.
She's always welcome at Mama's house. And,
I guess as a parent, that's one thing that you probably want.
Yeah.
but-
Did you
and
want?
to hear what she said about herself not
No.
wanting to be here,
Yeah.
that is the most crushing thing as a parent to ever hear that.
Yeah. We're gonna try to get her help.
Because she has a purpose for this life, for being here. Mine was being her mom.
Yeah.
She didn't have one, and I wanted to be it.
Did you, Debbie, when you were growing up, were both your parents in the picture?
No, they were divorced when I was like 3 years old. I
And-
was raised by my mom.
Okay, your dad wasn't involved.
We'd see him in the summertime.
Maybe you think that might be a reason why you're so caring about your children now. I mean, so passionate about helping them and.
I don't know. It just comes to me. And
Naturally?
I worked for the school district for 18 years.
Oh, what did you do?
I was a kitchen manager. I just quit or had to retire. But my favorite kids were always the special need children.
Special ed? Yeah.
And the behavior children that just want to be loved.
Yeah.
That just want to be acknowledged as a person. And be knowing their first name and then walking in and say, hey, Jacob, how you doing? Hey, so-and-so, how you doing? And it makes them feel good that somebody remembered their name. You know, in a positive way, not always negative.
You're definitely a beautiful person. Very nice to meet you. And then, can you tell us a little about some of your struggles dealing with a child that's addicted and homeless? Can you kind of detail what goes through your mind every day on a daily basis?
When she was young, it came to the point that me and my husband lived in separate homes to keep the other two kids away from it because of what she was bringing home. And she was young and
That was violent.
And she's diagnosed with bipolar, and you know that the other children didn't have to witness all this, and they love their sister more than anything. They've never referred to their sister as a half sister or anything. This is 100% their sister.
Are you making sure she's taking her medications on time and everything?
She doesn't take.
You don't take your medications?
She doesn't.
So you deal with the pressures by using and drinking. Yeah.
She self-medicates.
You're self-medicating. Did you ever think about maybe getting back on meds, seeing a psychiatrist? No?
And it scared her at first. They had her on so much Seroquel, she was like a zombie.
Makes you sleepy, huh?
Oh, she was like
a zombie.
And we said, We pulled her right off of it.
300 milligrams.
But she's 14 years old, and no way. So that took a bad taste in her mouth towards medications.
What are some of the things you do for example, you had said earlier or off camera that you go out to where she's at and you provide her clothing, toiletries, and tell us about what you do for her.
Pieces of carpet or astroturf or...
Okay. Why do you bring that? That's because she's on the streets?
Yes.
Or in a tent? Okay.
And she, I guess, feels that there's nobody to tell her what to do. She has no worries. She has no stress. She does fill out for her food stamps, so she eats every month.
Okay.
Don't lose it.
If she loses her card, we get her a new one. And, you know, me knowing as a parent that she's out there, I don't sleep well at night worrying about her.
Yeah.
But she's tough, and I just pray that God watches out for her.
Yeah.
And that I get to see her the next day. And it's a terrible feeling. But then when she has these episodes and tries to go for help, and they go and strap her down and put her in the greens and start treating her that way, it discourages her from wanting to get help because of the way they treat her. And the psychological part, and I go down there and she's like, Mom, help me get out of here. Look what they're doing. And I said, I see it, honey, I see it. And then I get her out of there, tell them she's coming home with me. They let her go, and they don't help her. They treat her like she's a criminal, you know, and you take those clothes off and put this on, or we're going to do it for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not helping somebody.
Yeah.
You know, and that discourages her from wanting to get help. And we've been down that road a few times, and I always get her out, and we just do it ourselves because the system doesn't work. You know, you're supposed to be there to help them, and they make her not want help.
What kind of advice could you give younger mothers or parents? Some signs that they could watch out for if their child is in danger of doing drugs or maybe doing drugs secretly?
Well, let them know that you know it's out there, and kids are going to get curious, and be there for them when they want to try it. Don't make them think it's the end of the world, and maybe they won't sneak off and keep doing it because it's a sneaky thing, you know. This happened with neighbors and stuff that was going on. This is our oldest. This was all new to me.
Yeah.
But you know,
That'd be my advice. Just don't give up. Don't give up on your kid.
Don't give up on your kid. Always
That
know,
helps.
even if they do mess up, that you have unconditional love. And if they come over and want to take a shower or wash their clothes, let them.
Yeah.
Let them know there's unconditional love out there for them. And if they choose to keep doing that and you don't want it in your house, they understand that part. They also understand they have a place to go and get something to eat or get a shower. or get some sleep. You don't just knock them down and say you're not coming to my house as long as you use that stuff.
Am I allowed to go?
That's
No, you can never, lady.
that's kind of the message with a lot of the rehabs too. They don't give up on you. They tell them to keep coming back.
And that's
So
the positiveness
that's a good-
that they need. They don't need to be yelled at and told do this or we're going to do it for you, and get physical with them.
Yeah,
You
well,
know, they're there for help, not to be humiliated.
well, Debbie, thank you so much. Such a wonderful person. Thank you for the interview. That's everything for today, but maybe I can come back and visit you guys for a follow-up interview.
Sure.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you for the interview.